May 1st, 2020. Arizona has just extended their stay-at-home order. This in turn has caused Thousand Trails campgrounds to extend their current guest reservations and cancel the incoming ones, aka us. Being full-time RVers, we are ready to pivot, and we start our slow journey back towards Minnesota to visit friends and family, ready to boondock the whole way. As we drive north through Phoenix, we comment to each other on how the traffic looks like a normal Friday afternoon, and not one amongst the nationwide pandemic we find ourselves in. The terrain slowly changes from the grand saguaro cacti and heat into the cooler climate and more familiar pines. What an awesome little truck stop rest area this is.
I feel like I'm at a resort right now, basking in the sun.
It's pretty cool. So this is Sunset Point, right north of Phoenix on 17. And so we just stopped here for lunch.
And we made it about an hour and a half.
Yeah, not too far. But we saw people, food vendors selling food as we got in here. And that was pretty cool. Apparently the governor of Arizona has opened it up so that food vendors can sell here to truckers and things like that.
We've never seen that before.
No.
There's like hot dogs and sausages, and then there was one like flatbread truck, like Navajo flatbread, that looked really cool.
Yeah, and I even took a little stroll down to one of the vista points, and it's absolutely beautiful here. This is a great little rest area.
It is a great one. So I don't know how far we're gonna go tonight. Like, people are actually staying here overnight. You can sleep in your cars, but it's still quite hot here. We need to get into some higher elevation. We climbed a little bit of elevation, but not enough. So we have to keep going.
And a little electrical system update. We had lunch on the induction cooktop there,
which I love to just pull out and whip up some lunch.
Yeah, that was pretty slick. It's kind of nice so far not having to really stress out about the electrical part, and I think I'm finding that that's the big thing with the decision fatigue of all these little things that you have to worry about and checklists. And
yeah, even just like having the radio going in the background. We were just listening to music, and we don't normally ever get to do that.
Yeah.
So it was like, we're just like, oh, it's nice not to have to turn the radio off, and you know, like every little thing you have to,
or worry about the hotspot being plugged in, or cell phones charging. It's like anytime where we stop somewhere, it's like, okay, check through all the electrical stuff and make sure we're not draining the battery.
Yeah, so it's already nice to just live normal and like have basic things running. So I'm really enjoying this pullover. I was hungry, I had to go to the bathroom. It's a great little spot.
Yeah, it's
super sunny.
Super breezy too. It's
super breezy. Life is good. It feels amazing to be out and like back driving again. I love driving, love seeing stuff. So I'm feeling, once in a while, I'll talk about being on cloud 9. I am on cloud 9. I'm feeling really good. I'm on cloud 9 right now. Aren't you?
2 months in the RV park was
too much.
So that was way too much. So, but yeah, it's breezy. It's nice. We don't need to run the AC right now, although we could, which would be pretty slick if we wanted to. But we've been sitting in the AC nonstop for at least the last week because it's been in triple digits. It's been so hot. So it's nice just to feel the breeze and
not have to have the AC in.
Yeah. So
totally.
Just a little update from Sunset Point rest stop, and we'll check back in when we get to wherever we're going tonight. Still don't know. Willard Springs Road. This is what we picked on Campendium, and
and it's gonna be our first try.
It looks good from here. That mountain's really pretty.
Yeah, very, very pretty. It's amazing, 3 hours drive north and it's no longer the crazy hot desert.
Yeah, it feels great.
And there's pine trees all around. As of April 3rd, green waste can be accepted. No trash, bulk, green waste. Please practice social safe distancing. Okay. Doesn't say anything about not being able to boondock. We just came from 105 degrees in Casa Grande the past couple days, and tomorrow morning up here near Flagstaff it's supposed to be about 40.
Big difference.
Yeah.
It's gonna be nice to not have to like rush to be outside at 7 so that we can enjoy a couple hours. Like, we had to rush to have a couple hours outside before the heat.
Yeah.
It's gonna be so much more relaxed now.
Now we may have to wait a couple hours.
We might.
So I'm not sure where we go, but I guess we go find the spot in the pine trees. Are you nervous? No? Well, we found a little pocket that looks nice and beautiful. There's only a couple people not too far away, or far enough away, I should say.
Far enough to be away. But
yeah, a couple 100 feet away. It's much more populated up front, but this is quite beautiful here.
it is.
How far you want to go back?
I was gonna just until we feel a little level. I think I'm feeling it coming.
Okay. Get our sophisticated leveling system out again.
Check it.
We haven't done this for a while. Been living that luxe life in the
life.
RV park. That's pretty level.
Are we touching the center?
Yeah, we're a quarter in the center.
I'll take it.
You'll take it?
Yeah, anytime it's like in the center, I'll take it.
Nice.
Home sweet home.
Yeah, well, this is going to be it for a couple days.
That's pretty successful.
Yeah.
We get good service, you said?
I think so. We can do a workout in the morning where it's not too weird, and I could imagine if it were to rain, this would be a mess back here.
Yeah, we need to check the forecast.
I did. It's no rain for like 2 weeks.
Oh, good.
Yeah, so I think we'll stay here for a couple days. This looks good.
Yeah. Today's Friday. Saturday. Sunday I have calls all day. And then by the time...
Maybe we'll stay the weekend if it's quiet.
Stay the weekend and then we'll move on again.
Sounds good. Let's do it.
All right. Are you filming it?
Suddenly our peaceful boondocking spot sounds like a little party.
I do like Hispanic music.
I do too, but it was kind of peaceful for a minute.
It was super peaceful, and now it's not so peaceful. I think they just had the music rolling in their truck when they were driving, and then they pulled up and opened all the doors to set up, but forgot to shut it down. So...
Yeah, we'll check back in at 2 a.m. and see if that's what happened, Chris. They just forgot to turn it off. Well, it's Friday.
It is Friday.
Well, the music did not go on until 2 a.m. and we are not boondocking professionals by any means. I think we've only literally done this maybe about 5 times-ish. But that family pretty much broke every single rule that they could. So when we first pulled in, we were maybe 100 or 200 feet away from 3 other people camping, 3 other rigs. And so we came on the outside and parked here. We could see them, but everybody was off in their little distance. So this family of 2 cars came in. One was a
they just like rolled in like a bat out of hell.
They went right into the middle, so like the middle of everybody. And within 5 minutes, the loud music was blaring. They were setting up, and they were a family.
They were having fun.
Yeah, so nothing against them, but 4 or 5 kids popped out, started playing.
Like they were cooped up in the car for like a 3-hour road trip, and they just couldn't wait to get out of there.
Yes, there was a fire started within like 15 minutes, like a big blaring bonfire. They had an outdoor like eating area set up with grills, and the 4-wheeler was out and about running around within a half an hour.
And their generator.
And then, yeah, about an hour into it, the gen started. So kind of funny. Nothing against them, but it's a free country. You can definitely party however you want to, and they weren't being loud or obnoxious. I think by 10 o'clock it was pretty quiet. But
I think of all of the, I think the one thing that really irked us the most was just their proximity to us.
Mm-hmm.
Like yeah, they were right out of our sliding door. So like I always stand there and I look outside, because that's what you do. Like you just look out your window, and I stand there and I'm just staring right at them. And Aaron's like, "Chris, quit like creeping on them." Like, well, they're right in front of me. I don't know what else to look at. Of course, like it's stimulating. Like there's people right there, and they happen to park right in front of us.
Yeah. So the next morning we went for a little walk, and man, we
did some scouting on foot.
It is beautiful out here. We walked for a couple miles, saw a perfect spot like 300-400 feet away, and basically now our van is pointing off into nothing. So just the difference of 300 feet, and that's, you know, the etiquette of where to park, how close to park to somebody, you know, and then the setup crazy loud music was a bit much.
Yeah, and I'm glad Aaron suggested we move. And of course it was like, God, I feel like we just set up, you know, and then you gotta put it back into drive mode, which really isn't that much. You just gotta move some stuff and flip some chairs around, and we drove over here. But we're so glad that we did, and we're so glad that we did it on day 2, like morning number 2.
Yes.
So then the rest of our stay, it's just awesome. Like it's perfect here.
Yep, super quiet, super serene.
And now it's Sunday. It's Sunday today. We got here on Friday. Today's Sunday, and it's already emptying out. Like the people were weekend tourists.
Tourists, campers.
The people were weekend campers.
We're tourists. We don't live here.
Yeah, I think that they were local, because like they pulled right up. They knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
They looked like they'd done that setup like 100,000 times before.
Yeah. Which is what's cool about this BLM land. It's called
Willard
Springs Road. I don't know, half hour from Flagstaff, and it's nice. It's big. It's open. There's plenty of room for everybody. Families can come with multiple rigs, and we even saw like a baseball game or something up earlier.
Oh, and we saw some elk.
Yes, on the walk.
On a rock. It feels like northern Minnesota to us without the pines. And the wind sounds like an ocean. Like that's how windy it is. But it's like very tranquil, like whoosh.
Yeah, the weather is perfect. It's 70 during the day and 40s overnight. And coming from southern Arizona with the triple-digit heat, this is
exactly what we wanted.
Pleasant surprise. Not a surprise, but a
treat.
A pleasant treat. There we go. So we are definitely doing pretty well boondocking here. We have our 2.5 gallon jug water bags are working out really, really well.
Love them.
Way better than the 5 gallon jug. And our electrical system is performing stellar.
It's awesome.
Yeah. So we're not doing a full review on it yet, but I'm just keeping an eye on it. And when we parked on Friday night, obviously we were at 100%, which is nice because I don't think that always worked out with our AGM batteries, but with the lithiums we're at 100%. By the next morning we were at 90%, and our 300 watts of solar brought it back up to 100% during the day. And it was a light usage day. We weren't really charging our laptops or phones a lot because it was basically the first day. And then on to the next day, heavy laptop usage. You were using yours all day. I was using mine all day. And so I think we're gonna go down like an additional 10%. But so far it's working really well.
It's just so much better. Like just bringing that stress down.
Yeah, there's a lot of decisions when you're boondocking, and when you travel like our style. Like we don't have 6 months of campground to campground to campground. We're now basically
day to day.
Yeah, when we left, this is how it's getting now. When we left on Friday at 11, we did not know where we were going, but we knew through Campendium there's dozens of free BLM spots between Sedona and Flagstaff and to Utah, where we're ultimately going. And it's no big deal. It's so simple.
As long as you give yourself enough daylight to scout it out and go to your plan B and plan C. And that's where if you don't leave yourself time, it can get dark. And then you just can't see your way in and around, and it's really hard.
Yeah. So one big thing that happens is decision fatigue when you're doing this, and there's so many little decisions, and it just gets overwhelming and it takes the fun out of it. So getting rid of the electrical decisions, do we turn this on? Do we charge this? Do we turn the hotspot on? Do we charge our laptops? What do we do? What can I do? And getting rid of that just eliminates a huge stress. So we're enjoying our walks just like we were in the RV park. Now we're out walking in the middle of nowhere, and it's just awesome.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. We're still working out here on this beautiful area. We have our rug set out and our weights. No problems there. It's perfect.
Yes.
It's a great spot. So we're gonna be here for another couple days, and then we're going to move on to Utah probably.
Yes, the national parks in Utah are announcing their soft openings, which is great. They are staggered by date, and you have to check park by park at the national park website / whatever park it is that you're interested in. So we're looking at Bryce Canyon. Bryce Canyon. Bryce Canyon. We're coming at you.
So Bryce Canyon is opening up on May 6th, and then after that, Zion is opening up May 13th. So right there, that's kind of what we're gonna schedule our plans around. And it's gonna be really interesting going to these national parks that are mostly closed, but just the roads are open, and maybe one bathroom, no visitor center, not much food, maybe some fuel.
Which is how we are huge in believing that Class Bs are like the best way to visit national parks anyway. We did write a blog about it, and it's just like everything that you need is in our van, and it's like a backpack with you at all time. It has your kitchen, your bathroom, any types of layers or outfit changes. You know, we don't have to deal with any people at all. We have our annual pass already purchased, so we don't need the visitor center or anything for that. So show our annual pass, we're in, and we just cook and use our facilities like normal.
Yeah, 95% of all parking spots we're fine in. There's no problem for us to go into any lookouts, unless it's a really tiny little trailhead somewhere where the parking is really super tight. Even for a full-size truck it'd be hard. You know, that's one thing, but we can get in anywhere. So looking forward to that, and it's going to be a great little trek home.
Yeah, it already feels good. I feel amazing right now. Oosh.